sadhu. So dear Dharma friends, in a day-to-day life, we all looking for happiness and satisfaction. And when you look at your own life, this whatever the happiness or the satisfaction we gain in it within few moments, that all disappear. So how far you have to go like this? There is no end. So this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind is kind of like an ocean. If you try to fulfill this all through the desires, there is no end. So then you have to look yourself and where this all going to end. And how you can, if you want, because not everybody going to listen to this, not everybody going to practice this. And as we see, we know that even though this all the teachings, the Dharma in the world, there are some people when they come to this world and they go to graveyard the same way they came. And some people go to graveyard worse than they came here. And there are some people become better, and before they die, they become better, and then they go. And there are some people, they understand something than ordinary person, and they end this journey. So it is up to you. And even we have this kind of conversation every day, so we know that it's not for everybody. But there are some people, if anybody looking for the real salvation or the real liberation, and this will help for them. So when it comes to Buddha's teaching, the main foundation is Four Noble Truths: suffering, cause for suffering, cessation of the suffering, and the path to cessation. And when we look at this world, and still sometimes even we don't see this world as suffering, because we bound to these sensual desires, and we take that the struggle as a satisfaction. So that's why this Dharma, for some people, they're not going to see this. So then yourself, if you look very carefully, every day we struggle with the depression, anxiety, fear, helplessness, hopelessness, everywhere. What is make you happy mostly end of the day when you look at the ordinary life today? If people start to enjoy with the food, and as you know, it will end with make you sick. And if people start to drink and enjoy, and you know it's going to make them sick. And it start to make you go to gambling, and you enjoy for the moment, but then it destroy your life. And even if not that much, if you just start to look just few minute news, and you will see how it depress you. And if you start to take a newspaper and read, and the fear, anxiety, depression arise. So like that, everywhere that we see unsatisfaction. This unsatisfactory nature itself make us unrest. So this suffering you have to see. So when it comes to suffering in the surface level, in conventional level, you see the death, the birth and the death, getting old and getting sick and detached from the loved ones and connection with the all the unhappy people and whatever the hopes that uh, break down and all the whatever the wishes that not going to happen. This everything in a surface level is suffering. And but out of this all, Panchupadana Kanda Dukkha, all your five aggregates, the five aggregates itself, your body, itself your life, itself your existence is five aggregates. That all five aggregates is suffering. There is no any place, any moment to settle down yourself and be comfortable. There is no place. It's always in a journey. It's always in a journey. Your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, it's always with something. Depending from something, depending from something. So then look yourself. If you are able to understand that the most beautiful part of the Buddha is more than the suffering, and he recognized the cause of the suffering. Because in that time period, during Buddha's time, even today, there are some people know what is suffering. And people have certain understanding regarding suffering. But the thing is, they don't see the cause of the suffering. Why this is happening? They go with the different reason. And some people are struggling and thinking it is because of the planetary system. They go with the astrology. And some people think, oh, this suffering because of the past karma. And they go with the karma. And some people think this is because of the other people curse and they go hating them. And some people think, oh, this is the wish out of the came the creator. So whoever create us and they control us. So like that. People don't see the cause of the suffering. So Buddha is the one who saw the cause of the suffering. So that is one of the most beautiful realization. Because before the Buddha, people used to go with different reasons. Look at even ourselves, our own life. In day-to-day, when situations happen, and sometimes we take it as an event or we take it as a situation, we take it as suffering. But the thing is, we cannot recognize the cause. We don't know why it happened. And then we go to the wrong steps. We do wrong actions, thinking something else as a cause. Then what is happening? The suffering become more suffering. So that is what happened in the samsaric journey also. Even though in the surface level we recognize, forget about five aggregates, even the people knows the birth, the death, getting old, and getting sick, this all suffering, and associate with the unhappy people, unpleasant people, and detached from the happy people. These people know this suffering sometimes. Even they don't go to that much deeper understanding. And sometimes the whatever their wishes not happening, and then they curse for everybody, even their parents, sometimes their family members, and then the neighbors, outside people, whoever you saw in the morning. So this kind of people have this kind of ideas. And even for the planets or the moon, sun, this far away unseen planet, and the God, and people blame to the soul. So why? Because you don't see the cause of the suffering. So the Buddha is the one who saw this. And not only that, seeing, it teaches us the mechanism. When something go wrong, how to carefully look for the cause of the difficulty or the suffering that happening within ourselves. So, and once you recognize that suffering is within ourselves, it is inherent within us. It is the chandaraga, it is the desire that we hold it to, take us to this old suffering. With the wrong view, believing self-centered mind. And then the next step, it is more deeper, cessation of the suffering, get out of it. And it is your choice. It is giving independent choice, your will, yourself to find. Now you see the cause, and once you see the cause, and it is very easy for you to take the next step. And the fourth one is the how you can come out of this, the eightfold path. And the eightfold path is the really to teach you, and the giving the authority and giving the power itself for you to maintain your own life. That is the beauty of the Buddha's teaching. That is why there is no any creator or anybody in the middle or behind or in the before for this anything. It is happening within our own inside our own mind. And not only that, this everything related with all the thoughts, nothing else. This everything thoughts. So once you recognize how to get out of this suffering, you become your own master. And it giving you the self-authority to go with your life. Even you select the suffering path, now you know yourself. It is you. And then see that how beautiful then when you release that other people from your blame or from your anger, from your hatred. So that is why this path is take you to the depth of the realization and the understanding and it will take you out from all the tangles. So it is a journey, but important thing, the very first step with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, how we maintain this life. And you know, there are two words, and most of people heard only one word, that is yogi. Yogi means the person who trying to detach from the desires related with the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So that is yogi. And there is another person, and most of people don't know about that. That is Bogi. Bogi. B-O-G-I. So the yogi and Bogi. Bogi means you go towards the desire to look for satisfaction, look for happiness with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the sensual pleasures. So once you come out of that path, you become a yogi, and if you go with your to fulfill your desires, you become Bogi. So when you go with the Bogi, that it always, you have to deal with the fear, anxiety, depression, that kind of situations. It always creates unrest inside you. So then in the beginning, you cannot completely turn the path. So in the beginning, what you have to do, little by little, the first you have to understand this anything is not yours. This eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind is not belong to you. But even we take it as us and we have the responsibility to maintain, and just remember yourself to maintain it without holding yourself. Don't put a label on it thinking this is me. You maintain it without doing any harm to it and without destroying it, and without abusing yourself. You maintain it. And then at the same time, when the time comes, little by little, you slowly turn the journey, rather than go towards the satisfaction, slowly go away from it. Why? Because the satisfaction, it come as a package. The world never going to give anything free, material world. So whatever whatever you hold with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, remember, for the moment you get the satisfaction, but somehow there is something you have to pay. So that is the very nature of the world. That is the law of nature. It's nothing wrong with anything, nothing wrong with anybody. But once you know that, you become very limited with your desires. That limitation itself, it called discipline. So that discipline make you take out of the trouble and the disturb. And that will help you to make you more relaxed and calm and comfortable. So that comfort is very needed. And then other thing is, whenever you have the opportunity and start to release from you, that is what called generosity. So when it comes to that generosity, in many ways, it's physically and mental, in the both way, you have to take out things from you. If you look for real happiness. Why? Because all the unhappiness came to us as a result of accumulation. Because you hold it to something. You claim something as you, which is not belong to you. And in that very moment, it gave you the satisfaction, but there is a huge payment underneath you didn't see. And then now you keep paying. And this keep happening every day, moment by moment, moment by moment. It everywhere. So then the life itself is nothing wrong with anything. The whatever come to our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind is nothing wrong. Even seeing these things as beautiful, enjoying yourself as nice things, nothing beautiful. But only the wrong thing is, if you try to claim it as yours, or if you try to claim, or if you try to hold it as a solid experience, if you know it is change, that understanding will slowly help you to go through it rather than holding and stuck with it. So that is the journey, step by step you have to develop. So it is a process in day-to-day life. So remember, whatever the situation come, don't develop a solid experience yourself and don't claim it as yours. And always remember, if you look for satisfaction with the outside world, and if you go bogi path, and always there is the fear, unhappiness, unsatisfaction, and unrest going to be there. And if you go yogi path, that means slowly detach from little by little, and then you slowly develop the clarity inside you. That clarity itself will help you to transform yourself. So in between this, the bogi and yogi. Bogi, the very nature is accumulation. The yogi, very nature is releasing. So, and when it comes to the yogi, and they become disciplined and develop the generosity. So that is the path that go, and other path is always accumulating. It will take you to the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So other path always take you to the compassion, loving kindness, generosity, and the wisdom. It is your choice. By experience, you will see this. But keep the open mind and look openly your life. Don't be a bias to your own experience. Don't be a bias to your culture, tradition, whatever the book you read, or whatever the documentary you watch, whatever the people you follow. Don't be biased to that. Keep the freedom inside you. With the wide mind, open-minded, observe, and then you will see what is the truth. And once you recognize that truth, it will help you to find which path you have to go. And whatever the path you go, and you have to see the result itself. Because if you select the yogi path and detachment, right away, it's going to give you the result. And if you select the bogi path, maybe for the moment you feel comfortable, happy, but on the way that you're going to have a hard time. So for that, I will tell you a story. So during Buddha's time, the king invite for the Buddha and 500 monks for the lunch. So then the palace was ready for that, and the lunch hall and everything arranged beautifully. And the Buddha and 500 monks came, and the king and all other people, and offering the dana, the huge ceremony. So then in front of the gate, there were 2 security guards. So they are watching this ceremony. And one security guard think himself, oh, look, how beautiful, how lucky the king, he had lot of money, wealth, and he able to do this dana for the Buddha. How beautiful this is. If I have money, I also do this kind of ceremony. So this person think about himself. Another person, the other security guard, and looking at the ceremony and thinking, what a foolish idea. How many months, if I save this kind of money, I can eat for many months. Why these 500 monks invite at once and giving this all the food at one time? This wasting the money and wasting all the food and everything. And this is the foolish idea. So this person start to think like that. And even they didn't exchange the ideas. They just looking at the ceremony and they just thought. And end of the dana, there is a tradition, Buddha normally giving a sermon. Talk about the dana ceremony and the talk about the benefit when you give. So like that, it called Bhuktanumodana, end of the dana, end of the lunch, and giving a sermon regarding the giving. So, but that day, Buddha didn't say anything. After end of the dana, the Buddha and all the 500 monks left the palace. And the king was so unhappy, disappointed, upset, and thinking, why Buddha didn't say anything today? Did I make any mistake? Or the lunch was not good? Or something went wrong? Or like that, he was start to think. And as usual, end of the day, in the evening, he used to go to temple and visit the Buddha. So that day also in the evening, Buddha went to temple. The king went to temple and met the Buddha. And then asked, Venerable Sir, I have a question. The Buddha gave permission to go ahead. And then he told, Venerable Sir, today after dana, you didn't say anything. And you just left the lunch hall. And what happened? Is there anything went wrong or something? Did I make any mistake? So then the Buddha mentioned, if I gave a sermon, end of the dana, in that place, there was you after dana ceremony, you have you going to have a funeral service. Then the king asked, why? Because when you giving dana, I saw these two people, these two gods, and having the mentally how they were thinking. And if I gave the sermon regarding the benefit of the dana, that one god who thought about this is useless or like that, and he going to die by hearing that and get and having a shock himself. So I didn't want to make it happen that time. That's why I didn't uh, give a sermon. So the king didn't believe that. And now he was more curious regarding what happened. And then he called these two guards and brought to temple and asked from both of them, did you think about like this way? And the person who thought about giving dana, if I have money, then I give more dana. And he had a very generous idea. So he told to king, yes, king, I thought about it like that way. And then the other person, the person who had the greedy idea, and the king asked him, did you think about like this? And he accepted, yes, king, I thought like that. And the king was so unhappy. And even just seeing something, that when somebody doing something, and if you cannot see it, and if you cannot be happy just seeing it, and how unlucky this person. And then what he did, the king offered so much money and village for that generous person and told, like you person I need in my country and you stay here. And king offered so much wealth for that person. And the other person, the greedy person, king was so angry. And then king told, even like you unlucky greedy people, I need no need in my kingdom. And he gave order to leave the kingdom as soon as possible. So look, when you become generous, when you become yogi, and when you become bogi, how your life path change. It doesn't take that much time. And right away, it has power to change the path. So then yourself always develop the, the path of the yogi and discipline, and at the same time becoming generous and releasing yourself. Even by thoughts, it effect for you. Even by thoughts, don't try to go with the desires. Why? Because remember, it come as a package. Maybe you don't see what is inherent inside that package, what is the height and the white, what is the catch inside it. Maybe outside you see it is beautiful, but deeper there is a huge catch. So don't get into that. So that is the law of nature. There's nothing wrong with anything. Only thing, then be wise yourself, be mindful yourself, and don't claim anything as yours. Even husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, even your house, your village, country, world, even this universe, don't claim it as yours. Why? Because it is not yours. Only thing is, without doing any harm, take care, do your responsibilities. Whatever the duties, just do it. And more than that, don't try to interfere with the nature. So that way you will see, you find a little gap, and in that gap, and don't try to have a solid awareness, and go with the moment and becoming clear moment by moment, moment by moment. Keep that clarity and protect yourself, and you will see little by little that journey will uplift your awareness, and it will help you to transform your life. So that is the path of this for noble truth. But even just you hear this, I know, sometimes it's not going to work for you. And you will go with it. But just hearing is let it be there. And one day you will remind it. And till that, and maybe you will go whatever you think it is right for you. That's how all of us, we do whatever right for us. So, but still remember, there is something underneath this all we cannot see. So when the day comes for us to see that, that experience will transform us to better place. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata cha ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahannotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.